Alright, what's up guys? This is Kitchen Confidence and welcome to the Saturday night stream. So tonight I'm going to be making Chinese long beans with chicken, and I'm going to be cooking that with a Thai curry paste. I'm using a prepared Thai curry paste because I haven't yet learned how to make it myself. So I'm just going to use that. It's much better if you do use the fresh homemade stuff, but again, I haven't learned it yet, so we're just going to make do with that. So also with that, I'm going to be using some garlic and got a little bit of fish sauce to go with it. Then of course I've got my Chinese long beans and some chicken thighs. So really easy, this dish. It's quick and it's not complicated at all. You're basically cutting up the ingredients and then you're gonna go over to the stove and cook it in the pan. And really there's not a lot of problems that you can run into doing this dish. It's really easy. So let's get started. Alright. So, the first thing I'm going to do actually is, I don't need my knife quite yet. I am going to get this garlic prepared and just chop them up.
I don't think you're live.
Huh? I am on mine. What's it showing? Okay. So I'm just going to take this nifty little garlic roller and pop it in, roll it, and it separates the garlic from the peel. So just going to do that to get all of this garlic peeled and ready to chop. It's kind of fun. It doesn't take a lot of effort either, so it's a nice way to get this done as easily as possible without any struggle. Kind of relaxing, it's kind of therapeutic. So maybe I'll just do a couple at a time to speed things up. And of course they'll fly out when I need them not to. So we've got our garlic, and what we're going to do next is prep up our green beans, which will require washing them and then cutting them into just 2 to 3 inch pieces. These I will, I can use them. And then get that cut and ready. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so apparently I have much to learn about live streaming, and what I did right now to start prep was not seen by anybody because I still had my stream to private. So I apologize for that, and I I need to double check everything before I actually go live with my streams. So I'm just gonna do a quick recap. I haven't really started doing too much. All I did was get this garlic out of the. I took the peel off using this awesome little roller. If you've never seen one, they're magic. It actually is magic. I don't know how it really works, but it's awesome. I got this garlic prepared, and I'm just going to move ahead now and get to my Chinese long bean. So I'm going to set my garlic aside, and well, first I should clean my board so and don't drop my equipment. All right, so just gonna get my board cleaned off really quick and get on to cutting the long beans. So if you haven't seen before, this is the Chinese long bean, and it's pretty self-explanatory. They're very long beans, and all I'm gonna do is take this out of the packaging and wash them, give them a good wash, and I'm gonna trim off these edges and then cut them into, I don't know, about that size. Cut them all along the bean and then get that ready to go into the pan. So let me just give this a quick little rinse. Alright, so here's our bean. Chinese long beans. These are pretty good I like eating them, and I would say they do kind of have a um, green bean taste to them. They're very similar, and you get a lot of bean for your buck with these. So I'm gonna try to just get this where I have all the ends kind of lined up. Doesn't have to be too exact, but we're gonna trim off the edge and then start our cutting process. So go right there, trimmed all of that off. Now all I'm gonna do is cut this about there. And they're not going to be the same size, and that's perfectly fine. So just go through and cut this till you've got it down to the ends. And when you get to the end, it's going to start to get uneven and all that. But you really won't notice that when you cook it. And they're going to cook at pretty much the same time anyways. And I lost one, but that's okay. So Hey, what's up, guys? If you're just joining in, I am doing my Saturday night stream every Saturday night, 7 o'clock. I'll be doing a live stream of myself cooking dinner. And, if you have any cooking questions, I'm here to answer them for you. And also, it is the Chinese New Year, so Happy New Year to everyone who celebrates. I'm glad that you've stopped by, check out my stream. I hope you will learn something new, and if you like what you see, I wouldn't mind if you subscribe to the channel. Okay, so far I've got my garlic already um, peeled. I've got my my long beans cut. So the next thing I'm gonna do is cut up the chicken thighs that I've got right here. And I like using chicken thighs over chicken breast just because chicken breasts they dry out more than the thighs do, and the thighs have a lot more fat to them, so they've got a lot more flavor. And I just like using the thighs more. I think it's a better cut of meat from the chicken. So all I'm gonna do is cut these into little, just cut them into pieces. But what I like to do is this fat that you can see here, I will kind of scrape it a little bit and try to get a little bit off as I can. It's not, it doesn't hurt the dish or anything like that, but I just like to do that if there's a big piece of fat and, remove it. So now I'm just going to go through like this and slice the chicken. Now take that, turn it sideways, line it up evenly, and then slice that way. Now if you're watching what I'm doing, I'm not forcing my knife through. I'm letting the knife do the work for me. And when I do that, I'm not having to use so much pressure, and it's safer that way. You always want to let the knife do the work for you. And you will need a sharp knife to do that. When you're using a dough knife, you're going to have to use a lot more pressure, and those are the times when you can slip, cut yourself, and, that's never good. Nobody likes cutting themselves in the kitchen, so try to play it safe and just use a sharp knife. So here we go, same thing, just cutting that across, turn it sideways, and then cut into chunks. Nothing hard. So I've got that. So let's see, I've got this one and one more. Then we'll be ready to go over to the stove. And again, thank you for watching and joining in on my Saturday night stream. Something I like to do every Saturday night at 7. Put out weekly videos, and then on Saturday I like to do a live stream to just do something different. I find that my weekly videos that I put out, I don't think putting out weekly videos is kind of the format for me. I have a harder time doing those than I do these live streams, which is weird, but I think maybe I have just an issue with editing and stuff like that, and just all kinds of different little issues when filming. And with live stream, you just gotta go with it, like earlier. Alright, so this is the last one. Same thing. And if you see, I've got my knife against my knuckles. That's me using it as a guide so that I can make sure I know where my knife is the whole time that I'm using it, and I can keep my fingers out of the way. Alright, that is done. So that's it. Got a bowl of cut up chicken, and actually I should have cut my garlic first. Every time I'm prepping in the kitchen, I like to uh, take care of my vegetables and my all those non-protein ingredients first, because then I can just finish by cutting up and preparing the protein, and then I'm done with the cutting board. Now I've forgotten about my garlic, and I already cut the chicken on here. So what I'm gonna have to do is wash my knife, my cutting board, and come back with the garlic. So please, I will be right back. If I can remember which button that was. Alright, sorry about the delay. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my garlic and get that ready. So there are different ways that you can prepare the garlic. You can do this, where carefully you're just gonna cut them like that, which I like to do often because it just leaves these nice slivers, and I like the texture and all of that with this. I like getting a little sliver of it. You can also put your knife against the garlic. Make sure that your knife is anchored down to the cutting board, because that way it's going to lessen the risk of it slipping and you cutting yourself. And gently smash that garlic, and then chop it that way. And then you can mince it up like that. When you get a bunch of garlic prep that way, you can just mince it up. So I'm just going to do that for all of these. And now we can head over to the stove and put this dish together. And it hasn't been long, and this dish is pretty much ready to ready to cook and finish. Doesn't take long to do this at all. So, one thing about garlic is that it gets really, sticky. So, you do want to, yeah, just be aware of that when you're working with it. Because right now my hands are pretty sticky and got all that nice garlic, garlic flavor and smell all over my hands, but that's alright because that's why we wash our hands. Okay, so got that there. Now I ran the back of my knife onto the cutting board to pick up the garlic because the if I used the knife edge to do that and scrape against the cutting board, I would dull my edge right here. And you want to preserve the edge of your knife as long as possible and keep it sharp because keeping it sharp lessens your accidents. Okay, so really quick, I'm just going to wash my hands. I'm done with the cutting board. I'm going to wash my knife too. Let's go over to the sink. And I'm just going to wash this really quickly. And here's a safety tip when you're washing your knife. You always, when you wash your knife, a lot of people will scrub their knife like this. Don't do that. For one reason, it's dangerous because if you're scrubbing back and forth with against your knife like that, you might slip your hand on there. So what I always do is, from the back end, I go that way towards the cutting edge. That way I'm never putting my fingers in danger. It's basically like me brushing off the knife. And then carefully, same thing. Just run your hand along the knife and you won't cut yourself. And now we've got a nice clean knife that I don't need, so I am going to put away safely in my little knife holder. Okay, now I've got my beans, Chinese long beans cut. I've got my chicken that's cut. Now I've got my garlic that's chopped. And the only thing else that we need is I will be using red curry paste, fish sauce, and probably some sugar. So I am now going to move us over to the stove. So while I do that, watch out because the cat got the butter. Alright, I hope that's a good shot. Let's see. Trying to get this right. Okay. How about that? We'll just set that there. Okay. Now let's see what this looks like. Okay, not bad. Alright, so I am now going to heat up my pan and add a little bit of canola oil once it's nice and hot. But while we wait for that, Happy New Year, everybody. It's Chinese New Year, it's the year of the dog, and I love Chinese New Year. It's a little different for me because I was a lion dancer for many years, and it so every time it gets around the Chinese New Year, I feel like I've got a I've got a show to do or something like that. It's really I I can see the group that I was with. They're getting ready to do a bunch of shows. They've already done some shows, and it's always exciting. It's always like, oh, here it's that time of year again. So it's fun. And if you've never seen a Chinese line dance ever, you should check it out on YouTube. You'll be able to find a lot of different kinds. There's two styles of line dancing: the northern style, and that's easily recognizable by the short tail lions, and southern style, which is the style that I learned, is the longer tail that looks more very exaggerated, and it's two very different styles. There's similarities, but there are things that a short tail lion can do that a long tail lion can't do, and you know, vice versa. So let's see. That's not hot yet. So let's kick it up. Oh yeah, that's right. The last time I did this, I keep forgetting that my stove has a the one burner has a small inner burner and a larger one, and I always set it to the smaller one first, thinking that I had it on the bigger one. So then it just heats the small center of the pan. But this time I remembered. And let's see, it's starting to get hot, so let's get all of our ingredients over here. So how are everybody doing tonight? Everybody's having a good weekend? Good stories to share? Yeah, it's been really breezy over here. So that's been kind of the power's been flickering and stuff like that too, so it's been it's been a blustery day, as one Winnie the Pooh would say. Or was it Piglet? I don't know, one of those guys. I know it's the name of an episode. Alright. Oh, that's hot. Okay, so let's get this going. Gonna add a little bit of oil, well, a little bit more. Because what I'm gonna do first is actually gonna lower the heat now that it's hot to medium, about medium. So the first thing I'm gonna actually do is add the red curry paste, because I want to heat it up, cook it a little bit, and have basically have this be like a curry oil. So I'm just gonna add, let's see, this is maybe start off with about a tablespoon and let that start to mingle with the oil. Maybe 2 tablespoons. And it looks like I need to get more curry paste. Two and a half. 2.5 to 3 tablespoons. So I'm just gonna let that cook with the oil. Lower down the heat. And you can, right away, you can get all those aromatic flavors. Smells so good right now, and I haven't really done anything. I'm just gonna cook this a little bit. I might actually add a little bit more oil to this. I want it to be less of a paste and more loose than what it is right now. Hey, if you guys don't mind doing me a favor, maybe you can go ahead and share this stream. We'll get a nice little group of people here so we can have a nice relaxing Saturday night stream. Alright, so that's a lot better. Just gonna cook this a little bit. It's smelling really good. Gonna add the garlic. Cook that together. Then, once I can start smelling the garlic and like you can get that fragrant smell off of the garlic, I am going to add the chicken. Oh, it smells so good. So good, and it's not even done yet. Alright, so here we go with the chicken. I'm just going to try to get the chicken coated as much as I can and mix it all together. So let's see, so far I had, maybe half a head of garlic or less, so that was probably about 4 to 6, no, like 4 tablespoons of garlic, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the chili, the red curry paste, and the chicken, maybe 8 ounces or so chicken, or a little bit more. We're just gonna let this cook till the chicken is almost done, and then we're gonna add the long beans, and then we're gonna season it. Add the fish sauce, sugar, and then we'll add some water to kind of soften the fish sauce a bit. Sugar's gonna help with that too. Okay, I'm gonna raise the temperature. Still trying to get this stove down. It's really quick at dropping the temperature. It's kind of slow to heat up. So I gotta remember that when I'm doing this. So you see, that wasn't a lot of things that I've added to the pan already, and this dish is almost done. So, this is with without my goof up, this is under half an hour already. So anybody can do this really quick, and it's so simple, and it's really, really good. I want you guys to try it out when you get a chance. If you can get the ingredients, you don't have to get the Chinese long bean. You can use regular green beans with this if that's all you got. It'll still have the same taste profile. So yeah, just if you have to substitute stuff, go ahead, just try it. Don't get so locked into a recipe where you feel like you can't do that recipe because you don't have one ingredient when you can easily substitute it for something else. Recipes are a guide, and once you get that down, you can use your knowledge with that recipe to kind of tweak it and make it your own. So don't feel like you can't adjust the recipe to your personal preference or personal taste. Use recipes as a guideline. Use your tastes and your own likes and the flavors that you like. Use those to make something of your own out of a recipe. Okay, this is about where we want the chicken to be, because I'm going to add the green beans now. It smells so good too. Now look at that. Doesn't that look good? You know what? I just realized I've got something that I can actually throw into here. Now this is going to kick it up a little bit. This, what I've got in my hand, if I can open it, and it doesn't seem like I can open it. Okay, there we go. What I have, these are kaffir lime leaves. Now these are used in Thai cooking, Southeast Asian cooking, and they add so much flavor to a dish. They're very, they have a lot of citric qualities to them. They smell really good, and they will make this dish pop. So I'm gonna add a few of those in there. I can't wait to eat this. This is gonna be so good. So I'm just gonna add a few of these. And just stir that in. Beautiful looking dish. And easy. The key to remember about this dish, it's easy. Now I can smell the kaffir lime leaves coming through now that they're getting their oils released into the dish. I'm very much looking forward to eating this. Okay. Now we're cooking the long beans, letting the chicken finish, and I am going to add some fish sauce. How many glugs of fish sauce? I don't quite know. But I know it when I taste it, what I'm going to have to do to offset it. Because I just added fish sauce, which is going to bring in a lot of salt to this dish. I can smell the fish sauce. Now I'm going to add some water and some sugar. I'm going to lower the heat now because it's getting a little too hot. I grabbed brown sugar. That's not what I wanted. So, okay, here's the sugar. This is not the sugar you were looking for. Star Wars. Okay, about 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to add some water, turn this into a nice little sauce here. Just a little bit of water. Well, the water and the amount of fish sauce that you use and the water, basically, it kind of depends how much sauce you want. Adjust the flavor to get that sauce, the amount of sauce you want. So I'm going to taste this and see, does it need less? Does it need more? Well, actually, I shouldn't say less because once you add something, you can't really take it away. So look at that. That's so nice. These beautiful colors. I'm gonna taste this. And let's see where it's at. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hot. Spicy, I mean. Alright. So, it's not too bad. I think I could do with a little bit of salt, actually, to bring out the flavors a little bit more. It's sweeter than it is salty. I don't want it too sweet because then it'll taste like candy. So salt is going to bring out the flavors. A lot of people think that salt just makes things salty. That is false. Salt will accentuate the flavors that are in the dish when you add it. So, of course, if you add too much salt, it's going to then taste salty. But used appropriately, salt will bring out the flavors that you have. Remember that, folks. It's a lesson from Kitchen Confidence. This has been an American Story. I'm Tom Brokaw. Okay. Gonna add a little bit of water. There's a little bit of spice in the back of my throat. Okay, that is pretty good. The water is going to dilute the flavor and take away some of the intensity of what you've got flavor-wise. So that's what I did there. I just wanted to bring it back a little bit, not too much. And that is good. Don't you wish you were having this for dinner? Don't you wish you were here? Okay. I'm gonna get this plated up over a bowl of rice. And we are basically done now. This dish, Chinese long beans with chicken, is done. So, let me get set up to plate and watch out, the cat's got the butter. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That pesky cat always getting into the butter. Alright, let's see. Try to fix this up. Okay, there we go. Good? Looks good to me. Alright. Of course I would show you an empty bowl. That's good because an empty bowl is appetizing. Let me grab some white rice so that we can finish this dish off. Alright, got my white rice. Now I'm actually going to switch to a serving spoon and just right over the top, just like that. Very, very easy. And this is what's for dinner. Gonna get a little bit of sauce here. Just go like that. Make it lovely. Make it rain. That is a beautiful dish. So once this live stream is over, I'm probably going to put together a recipe for it so that you guys out there that want to try to make it, you'll be able to do it easy. And you saw how easy it was. You can follow these directions, watch the live stream again, and it didn't take very long at all. This is under an hour, probably. I mean, if you were to do this start to finish, probably take 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe. Even less if you aren't talking to a camera while you're doing it. So that's the dish, guys. This is Chinese long bean with chicken, using turning it into a curry, red Thai curry dish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you'll subscribe and join me next week when I make another another easy, simple dish for you guys to learn from, watch, and enjoy. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week with another cooking video. I'm trying to switch up my posting schedule, but I have my new posting schedule on my YouTube channel, but I haven't stuck to it yet. I'm still doing my Friday uploads, so I'm going to try to switch that to Wednesday for a weekly video, and my live streams will still be on Saturday nights. So subscribe if you want to check those videos out and learn from more cooking videos and tips, tricks, techniques, and join me as I show you what I know in the kitchen. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. And remember, kitchen confidence starts with you.